The following program contains views that are not those of WVTC, iNetworks Communications, their subsidiaries, affiliates, or financial supporters.
Imagine yourself 20 pounds lighter in 8 weeks. Time Fitness program is designed to lose weight and tone your body at the same time. After each workout, you'll enjoy a 15-minute sauna to burn more calories, reverse the aging process, boost your metabolism, and enhance detoxification. Get a free protein smoothie after each session and a free Time Fitness shirt. Stop procrastinating. TimeFitness.com 773-458-5084.
Good morning. Happy Saturday to everyone. I am your host, Sholanda, and I want to welcome you to Dhat Girl. I want you all to be encouraged on this morning to know that you can and you will do all things through Christ, because guess what? Your strength and your help, that's where your strength and your help comes from. That's who created that girl that's on the inside of you. What do you mean when you say that girl? I mean that person, that ambition, that drive, that will, that determination that you find yourself tapping into, and you just don't know what to do with yourself because it's not what you're doing at the current point in your life. At this phase in your life, you're kind of off course and you're feeling it, but financially, it's kind of like what you have to be doing. Well, God has opened up doors on the inside of you, and all you have to do is walk through those doors and come out into that girl that God created you to be before life happened, before you had your kids, before you was offered a job that wasn't in your field. Well, look, it's still time. There's an opportunity for you to do what God created you to do. As you all can see this morning, I am driving, so I guess we're doing like a car chronicle this morning. I love it. I love diversity, you all. I'm not afraid to take a chance. I'm not afraid to do things different. So you'll find me doing a lot of different things on this show. But I want you all to know this morning what we'll be talking about is growth. We're going to be talking about growth on this morning. We're going to be talking about the areas that you need to grow in order to pull that girl out of you. There are so many things, you all, that we find ourselves in, that we're doing, but we haven't grown up in that area. We haven't grown up to be who we're supposed to be. So I want to take time out today to just talk about some of those areas that you find yourself in that we need to work on. And what does it mean to grow? To grow, as you know, we're in our spring season, and when the plants grow, there are certain things that's needed for the growth of the plants. There's soil that's needed, there's water that's needed, there's sunlight that's needed. So there's some things that we need on the inside of us in order to help us to grow and to get to our fullest, to bloom and to blossom into being that woman that God has created for us to be. Listen, you guys, I'm about to be settled here, and I want to go deeper into this, talking about the growth. Don't you know you have to grow? If you stay in the same position, if you stay in the same place, then you'll kind of like be deformed. If you stay in the same areas that you find yourself in, you'll start looking funny because you're not growing. Have you ever seen a person that is an adult, but they tend to act like they're children? They still have childish ways, and it just does not look right because this person is not operating in their fullest potential. So I want you all to know that it is time for us to grow. It is time for us to grow so that we can obtain everything that we're supposed to obtain. This morning. Growth is the process of developing and maturing physically, mentally, or spiritually. the areas of growth that's needed in order for us to go and do what we're supposed to do, we have to grow in confidence. Confidence is one of the greatest areas that we need to grow in. If you're not confident in yourself, if you're not confident in what it is that you're called out to do, if you're not confident that it's going to even succeed, it's going to prosper, then you'll find yourself in a place of not being prosperous. Some of the areas that I found in, I started listening to John Maxwell again, and these are a couple of quotes that he quoted. Some of the areas that we must grow in order to avoid confidence killers. Did you all know that there's areas in your life that if you do not mature in those areas and if you do not grow, it will kill your confidence? Low self-esteem, fear, and other people's opinions. Yep. Those are some things when I thought about it and I reflect back on it, those are some major, major confidence killers. Fear. The false evidence of things that appears real. It's not even real, but when you put in your head that I'm not going to be able to do this and something's going to go wrong and I won't have what it is that I need to get it done, that's false. Because when you go in confidence, when you open up your mind and get an understanding that, yes, I'm going to do this, when you begin to speak it into manifestation, fear has no place in that realm with you. So you have to be able to move in sure confidence. Low self-esteem is another confident killer. If you allow yourself not to tap into the greatness, there's a greater He, first of all, on the inside of us that's greater than anything, any way of our state of mind, our state of being. It's greater than anything we can do or accomplish. So low self-esteem has no room to be in the midst of anything or any area of your life, because guess what? There's a greater being on the inside of you that can conquer anything. So I want you all to be confident and have courage and have confidence and faith in yourself to know that you can do whatever it is you set your mind out to do. And other people's opinion. I suffered from this for a long time until I got tired of suffering from it. I dealt with other people's opinion of what I was doing and how I would do it, and sometimes dumbing down. There's a such thing as dumbing down, meaning coming out of your greatness, out of your place where you are, in order to please somebody else, because they don't feel confident in their self, so you'll move out of who you are in order to please that person. That's a big no-no. That's a no-no. We got to take our mind off of people's opinions, because guess what? That shifts and that alters your purpose, because you're no longer, when you do everything according to what somebody thinks that you should be doing, you're only doing them. You're not doing what you were created to do. You're not walking in Dhat Girl. You're not walking in your purpose. You're not walking in your calling. You're walking in somebody else's opinion. Do you want to live your life of the way somebody think you should live it? I don't. I do not. I went through that as a young lady, as a young single mom. Everybody will always have an opinion of what they think you should do and how they think you should do it. I guarantee you, everybody, somebody, somewhere is going to have an opinion of what they think and how they feel like it should be done better. But we have got to go back to that confidence that it's okay to be open-minded. It's okay to hear people, what they think. That's okay. Because my spiritual mother, the late great Mabel Pickett, always used to tell me, baby girl, you have to eat the good and throw away the bad. So I want to give you all that today. You got to eat the good and throw away the bad. That means everything that somebody else that somebody says to you, you can't take it and make it Bible and run with it. If it does not fit, if it does not line up with what it is that you know that you're predestined to do, then you have to do away with it, or it will be a confidence killer. You all, this was good for me when I heard it and when I began to think about it and process it. Your growth will be stunted. You will become stagnated unless you move into maturity. That's maturity physically, emotionally, mentally. You got to move, being mature in various areas in your life and in your walk in order to conquer and to obtain that which God created on the inside of you. Physically, we have to take care of our bodies. We have to eat right. We have to get rest. We have to be mindful of our limitations. You have limitations. So I can't go around doing what somebody else wants me to do because it's too much for me and my body. It's okay to say, I can't do that. That's too much for me. It's okay to say no. And I've learned this. It is okay to say no. I'm not going to be able to do it. Mentally, we got to grow mentally. We have to grow our minds to the level where we become unstoppable. We have to grow our minds, you all, to the level where we will not allow any stinking thinking to come in and to destroy and to bring toxicity into our mental way of thinking. What are the things that you're seeing? What are the values that you want to hold on to for yourself? You cannot mentally allow things around you, situations, again, other people's opinion, to cause you to be all messed up and to get your mental state to become cloudy, because that's where defeat comes. You all, if we can be defeated in the mind, if we can be defeated in our thought process, then we have lost the game. So we have to be careful who we talk to, what we watch, what we see, where we go. We just cannot do it all. When you're walking in your purpose and when you're walking in greatness, you have to get rid of some things. I'm talking about growth this morning. It takes maturity. It takes growth to be able to say, I can't do it. It takes growth to be able to say, I got to leave this person alone. I have to leave this thing alone because it's blocking me from coming out. It's blocking me from moving into where I know that I'm supposed to be. You all, our ladder will be greater. Our ladder will be greater. That is what the Word of God told us. Time is study growing. Time is not waiting on us. Time is moving. Time is growing at an all-time rapid pace now. You wake up on Monday and then you wake up the next day, it's Friday. That's the way it seemed like. It seemed like the other 3 days is just crossed out because things and time is progressing and is moving so fast. So we have to be in our right mental capacity to be able to keep up, to be able to go with not the flow, but to go and to move in your flow. The next thing, we must grow in courage. We cannot go in fear. We have to grow in courage, and we have to grow in our decision making. Woo! We have to grow. You cannot be afraid. When you feel it, when you see it, I've said this over and over again. When you see it, when you feel it, when you know it, you cannot be afraid to move out in it. You cannot be afraid if it means you have to go to the White House to obtain it. Well, get yourself ready to head on down to Washington. If you have, no matter what you have to do, we have got to get the courage to know that we are not going by ourselves. When you surrender to the fact that that girl does exist, that purpose on the inside of you, that it is not being fulfilled, when you surrender to that, and that means you're surrendering to God, you're surrendering to the creation, you're surrendering to the purpose why you were divinely created, and what you were put here on earth to do. So you cannot be afraid. You've got to move in courage. We cannot move in fear, because guess what? Fear will hinder you. It will cause you to miss your timing. Our timing is everything, you all. Timing is everything. So we don't want to miss our timing because we didn't have the courage to move out and to walk in to do what we were predestined to do. The next thing, you all, we have to grow. The true growth is the ability. This is good. This is good. Listen to this. We're talking about growth, right? True growth is the ability to surrender what you think is right in order to get what's right or to get it right. I'm going to say that one more time. True growth is when you have the ability to surrender what you think is right, all of those things that you were taught, all of those habits and all of those ways that you thought was right, when you have the ability to surrender that in order to get what's right or to get it right. We got to totally surrender and get out of our, this is just the way I do things. This is just the way I am. That's not growth. You don't want to find yourself doing the same thing next Saturday that you were doing this Saturday. When I say the same thing, your thinking should change daily. Because why? We're feeding ourselves. Like I said, the plants, the flowers, they need the soil. They need the water. They need the sunlight. In order to grow, you need to study. You need discipline. You need strength. You need courage in order for you to grow. So we cannot hold on to our past, you all, what we thought was right. You're not always right. Had to learn that as well. Now, you may argue some strong points. You may have some very, very legit reasons why you think this thing will work if you do it this way. But if you flip it over and look at it on the flip side of things, you'll realize, man, that's not going to work. Or I need this much. Or that area is not the right area for me. You can't just be set in our ways, you all. We have to be open-minded, and we have got to be willing to change. We have got to be willing to change. I talked about that the other week. How bad do you want this thing? How bad do you want to move in your purpose? Some people are comfortable. Some people are, they're cool with being what life led them to. Me personally, it's my desire to be and to do everything that God created me to do. So I'm talking to those that are my like kind on this morning. It may be nothing wrong with where you are. That's fine. And I want you to do what it is that you're doing in confidence and in strength. But for those of us that want to uncover those predestined gifts, for those of us that want to know why was I created, what was I put on here on earth to do? That's who I'm talking about on this morning, that growth that we need in order to say, man, it doesn't matter. I've been on this job for 25, 30 years. It's almost time for me to retire, but I need to leave because I have to make this change. How many people do you know that will walk out on their retirement? How many people do you know that will walk out on a job where they have seniority? How many people do you know that will walk out on a job where their benefits are just top-notch? It takes a certain kind of mental growth in order to see that even though this is a fact, that this is stability, sometimes moving out in the unknown, it works just fine. But you have to have the courage to know that you know that you know. We must remember the emotion that you feed the most will dominate your judgment. I'm going to say that again. The emotion that you feed the most, it will most definitely dominate your judgment. So if you feed your faith, you're going to walk in faith. And that's what we want to find ourselves doing. We want to feed our faith and starve our fears. Feed your faith and starve those fears. If it seems like it's something that's going to try and distract me, I don't even want to entertain it. If it seems like something that is going to cause me to get off my to cause my faith to waver, I don't even want to think about it. I don't want to be around that person. I don't even want to go into that area with you because I don't have room for fear to open up on the inside of me, which will cause me to miss what it is that I'm supposed to be doing. I was listening again, John Maxwell, and I'm going to get this book, 15 Ways to Grow. Wow, 15 Ways to Grow. When I listen to parts of this book, you all, this is a life-changing when I think I'm going to stay here for the next couple of weeks and marinate on this growth, because growth is such an important process. In order to fulfill what it is that you're supposed to, you have to be at that level. You got to grow to be able to get that box off the top shelf. If you're little, if you got to stand up on something, or you have to grow into the height where you can just reach up and get it. How tall are you? How far away from your destiny is your reach? Can you reach it? Are you close enough to it? There's a quote that John Maxwell said, the saying that we often say, you don't know until you try it. And then he went on to say, but you shouldn't try it until you know. Well, that was cool for me. We always go around saying these different cliches and these different things. You don't know until you try it, which is definitely for sure, but we cannot continue to try things that we don't know about. We cannot continue to just be out here, Prophet Tawana used to say, all willy-nilly. We cannot be out here doing things just because we hear it. You have got to know that you know, and you have to study and research what it is that you're about to pursue. So maybe you should know before you try it. I like that. And I said I'm going to apply that to my life, because in the past, you all, I've been that person. Well, I don't know until I try it. Well, I think you need to it'll do you financially, time-wise, because guess what? We cannot get our time back. So we have to be willing to know it before we try it. So I wanted to leave you all with that. Be confident in every move that you make, because it's a better chance of it being successful. If you move in confidence, if you move in growth, if you move in courage, if you move in hope, if you shut out fear, if you feed your faith, these are things that will help you to grow. And you don't want to just grow with a weak foundation. You don't want to have too much sunlight, because the plants, if they have too much sunlight on them, then it can kill them. If the plant is overwatered, then it could die. I'm the known plant killer, so I don't even buy the plants anymore, because I feel so bad, because I know in about 2 to 3 weeks it's gonna be dead. So, but you can. That's how it is in our everyday life. If you do too much of the good thing, it's a good thing, because water is needed for the plant to grow. But you got to know your boundaries. You have to set boundaries when you're out here doing and pursuing your purpose. You have to set boundaries. This is how much of this I'm going to do, because you're doing a good thing, but you can cause yourself to be burnt out. Burnout means your mind won't be focused. Burnout means you'll make mistakes. Burnout means that you'll go in directions that you're not supposed to go. So I want you all to be confident in every move that you make. That means study it. That means to process it. That means to plan it out in order to get a better chance for it to grow. I hope this has helped you all, because it has helped me in my pursuit to go where I know that I am predestined to go. I am giving you all what it is that I'm finding that is nurturing for my journey. in hopes that if it's something that you can use, that you'll pick it up. So I'm planting a seed for our growth. I'm planting a seed, so when I put the seed into the soil like I'm doing on this morning, it's up to you all to water it. It's up to you all to begin to have your patterns, to have your routines, to do what it is that you know that's going to elevate you to the next level. You all, I am Sholanda, and I have been your host for this morning. It is a beautiful day outside. I'm going to be celebrating our first year anniversary. Can you all believe that it's already been a year since Dhat Girl was born? So I really want to celebrate my baby's first birthday by doing a celebration. And what better way to celebrate the greatness on the inside of you than just to relax? So we will be at the spa with Body Language by Kim on May 6th. It's going to be from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. Listen, you all, I need you all to go to my messenger. If you're on Facebook, you can reach me by messenger. You can register, or you can reach me at email amlempowerment@yahoo.com and let me know. Yes, I do plan to attend, and then I'll give you location. I'll give you all of the details. One thing I want to tell you, the first 10 people to register will receive free services complimentary of Dhat Girl. I will be supporting and purchasing different things that I want everyone to try. Body Language by Kim, it's a non-invasive center that helps you to lose weight and to help you to get your body in order. So I wanted to take you all into a place where I know that it's going to help us to grow. So that's May 6th. We will have food, we will have fun, and we're just going to lay back and chillax and get together and just celebrate Dhat Girl being born. So listen, you guys, May 6th, but I need you all to respond so I will know how many slots that we're going to have for accommodations. So I need you all to, again, hit me up on Messenger, Sholanda Boland, or go to my email and send me an email. Yes, I will attend, and how many people you'll bring. All are welcome, and I'm excited. I'm excited because of consistency. I'm excited. It takes consistency, you all. If I only had 1 or 2 views, I was not going to stop. If I didn't get any likes or comments, I'm not going to stop. It takes consistency in order to reach your mark, and that's what we're doing. May 6th, I think May 7th is the actual anniversary date, but we will be celebrating Saturday, May 6th at 10 a.m. Please, 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 this week, show me some love, just responding and reaching out and letting me know that, yes, you will stop by, and yes, you will be a part. Hey, guys, guess what? It's time to go. So until next week, I love you all so much. This is so exciting for me. Every Saturday that I come out, I'm always excited to share something new that has crossed my path. Hope it encouraged you all. Get up and let's grow, and let's go and walk into our purpose that God created for us. Until next week, I'll see you all later. Love you. Have a great and wonderful day. Enjoy the weather. Later. Bye-bye.
Views made on the preceding program are not those of WVTC Radio, iNetworks Communications, or their financial supporters.
Winning victory through Christ, WVTC Allsip Chicago, and iNet.